Hey everybody, John here, obviously. And I have on my screen right now a screen capture of a tweet from the Chicago Teachers Union, CTU Local 1. And you might have seen this, Ben Shapiro was talking about it. Before I get into what they said, first of all, I'm going to say it is clearly insane and evil. And I do mean evil. I mean evil in the actual sense, not the religious sense of evil, but the basic definitional view of evil. It violates one of the basic rules of civilization. One of the basic rules that you have to make if you're going to be part of civilization, I mean, you don't have to make this, but then you also don't get to be part of civilization, is that when you're talking to people, even disagreeing with them, especially disagreeing with them, you have to assume that they want some version of good as the outcome of that debate or activity or whatever it is you're doing. You have to assume that they want something that from their point of view is good, not something that they see as, malevolence, evil. Now, there obviously is a political sect right now which unfortunately is in preeminence, which is characterized by a malevolent delight in doing people harm, and that's the social justice ethos. But those are a very small minority whose influence is vastly bigger than the numbers of social justice, nutcases. Almost everybody else, even people, on the opposite side that you're on, want what they view as a good outcome for their arguments. And so this tweet from the Chicago Teachers Union violates that basic rule. They said, the push to reopen schools is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. Now, I don't know if I need to explain this, but I'm going to, because that's the point of this video. First of all, they're talking about teachers and students and people in political office at all different levels, at the state level, at the municipal level, at the school board level. They're talking about parents, they're talking about business groups, concerned citizens, to attribute to all of them one singular set of motives, even a malicious set of motives. Never mind that it's malicious. That they all have one set of motives is just stupid. And number two, that it's this one set of it's a blood libel, and not just one, by the way. You could say, well, the push to reopen schools, and it's always blank is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. Blank. Gardening, I heard recently, is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. But okay, let's say you're going to attribute one evil to, some political viewpoint is rooted in, well, pick one of these things. Sexism? No. Racism? How about misogyny? Just pick one. But no, they're not going to pick one. They're going to stack all the thought crimes together. That tells you that this isn't actually anybody's real opinion. This is a mind virus. Because it's like, okay, your desire to do whatever, your desire to go off-roading, your desire to grow your own garden, your desire to paint paintings in the spare bedroom, whatever the activity, the blank is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. How can it be rooted in all of these different things? Sexism, racism, and misogyny. No. If there's a motive, it's going to be one of them. It's rooted in sexism. Never mind also that you need to actually draw a logical connection between any of these evils and the desire to reopen schools. Well, there is no connection as far as I can tell. Maybe not wanting your kids to be further psychologically damaged by being isolated and kept apart from their peer groups and being denied their education and being denied normal socialization and being denied being psychologically healthy and interacting with other humans. Maybe someone's twisted imagination that can somehow be made into one of these things, maybe sexism, maybe racism. That's a stretch. That's a real stretch, and in my view, not plausible. But as soon as you stack all three together, or any number of these evils, well, instantaneously we should be able to tell that this is not an actual person's thought. This is an evil political mind virus. because it's completely bonkers, and again violates the basic rule of participating in civilization: is attribute good intention, even if it's an intention that you don't understand or agree with the logic of. You can't just turn around and say, you are the cartoon bad guy, Snidely Whiplash. Because guess what? Nobody is the cartoon bad guy, Snidely Whiplash. Snidely Whiplash is a cartoon, a simplified, simplistic, childish representation of evil, suitable only for the childish cartoon narrative of a little cartoon, not real life. So this fails on a whole bunch of levels. And then again, it fails because this is a pattern that we keep seeing. Blank is rooted in evil, 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 comma, and evil. All these different evils. Blank, gardening, painting, wanting to get your kids educated, wanting to have your kids not be political prisoners in their formative years. And I think it's actually fair to say that they are political prisoners. So let's actually start cataloging this particular format of evil when we see it and use it as a warning sign. Now, if you find yourself upvoting or repeat tweeting something that follows this pattern, I don't want to jump on you. I would rather put my hand on your shoulder and go, step back, take a breath. Look at the structure of this. Recognize that this doesn't make sense, and you've fallen into the trap of a mind virus. Whatever it is, blank is rooted in sexism, racism, and misogyny. This is a repetitive pattern we see. Let's start recognizing it for evil that it is, because it's designed not to explain anything, although it takes the structure of an explanation. It's designed to force people into being enemies, to dehumanize, degrade, devalue each other as human beings. That's the purpose of this little construct. These people who want to have their children have a good outcome, who want there not to be economic devastation, who want to return to some semblance of modern civilized normal life and not devolve into some modern North American version of the Gulag, the Russian Gulag of the 21st century, which was inarguably one of the greatest evils of modern history. You cannot just lump them all into this Snidely Whiplash version of evil motivation. You're failing at the game of being a civilized person. And I don't want to stress on the failure, demonize people. Let's use this as a tap on the shoulder, wake up, and return to something resembling sanity and civilization. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, as always, and have a lovely, lovely day.